Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zero Fear English podcast. This is a podcast where I will speak to you using normal and natural English, but clear and easy to understand. That means I won't be using any English for beginners or English for children, but normal English that is spoken clearly so you can understand it. And we will also be talking about interesting topics and maybe some useful English that you can use in your daily life. This is just to provide you with something to listen to so you can practice listening and listen to normal English. Of course, lots of content for native speakers is too difficult. So that's what we're here for, to give you something that you can understand. And when I say we, I mean me. There's nobody else here. So, it has been a while since I made one of these podcasts. Basically, I didn't know what content I wanted to make for my channel. So please, if you have some suggestions, leave them in a comment below, and I will take those suggestions and use them to think about content to make. Of course, I do everything on YouTube for free. I plan to always do things for free on here, but of course, if you would like to support me to help me continue doing this, there are links in the description below where you can leave donations, buy me a coffee, or support me on Patreon. And on Patreon, there is a tier where I plan on creating exclusive content. So you are free to check those below in the description. Oh, and of course, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music. Wherever you listen to your podcast, this podcast should be there. Just put Zero Fear English podcast. And of course, if you're only listening from podcast applications, or if you are listening from a podcast application, you can watch this podcast on YouTube and see my face if you would like to. But that is not necessary. And so why have I not been making content lately? I think it was 2 months ago since my last video, which was quite successful. So thank you to all the new subscribers and welcome. Thank you for joining. So the answer to why I haven't made content is I got lazy. Basically, I became lazy. I got lazy. As I'm sure we all do at times, we get lazy and we lose motivation. And that happened to me. Basically, I didn't know what I wanted to make. I wrote lots of ideas in my notebook, and I thought, yes, I'm going to make this content. And then I never did, because I got lazy. And yes, that happens. And here we are. We're back again. And it's nice to be back, talking to my camera. So, a few things I decided to talk about today. Let me consult my notebook. One moment. Yes. So the first topic for today's episode is recently in the news. I'm sure some of you might have heard that in America, President Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential election. So I heard this phrasal verb and I thought, why not talk about that a little bit today? So, yeah, this phrasal verb, drop out. What does that mean? Did he drop somewhere? Where did he go out of? That's the beauty of the phrasal verb, right? Sometimes it kind of makes sense, but other times it doesn't make sense. But from the context, we understand it. So let's think of some situations where someone might drop out. So, of course, an election, right? Not really a competition, but it's kind of a competition. You know, there are people who are trying to win, and therefore, if you leave the competition, if you exit the competition, you can say that person dropped out of the competition. Or if it was you, you could say, I dropped out. So maybe if someone said to you, are you still in the competition? And you aren't anymore, you can say, no, I dropped out. Or he dropped out. Or she dropped out. Or David dropped out. You can use it just like that. On the same topic, I saw a message on the internet about this situation from ex-president or former president Barack Obama, where he said, we are in uncharted waters, because of this situation. So what does that mean? This is an interesting expression, kind of an idiom, to be in uncharted waters. So first of all, we need to think about what does it mean to chart waters? And it sounds, it means kind of what it sounds like. So to chart waters is to create a map in certain areas of water, as old sailors used to do when they created the map of the world. And yeah, that's what it means to chart waters. So to be in uncharted waters means to be in an area where we have never been. We don't know these waters. We've never been here. And when we think about that meaning in a figurative sense, in the real world, it means we are in a situation which we have never been in. We are in uncharted waters. So, for example, if you are a first-time parent, maybe for you, that is uncharted waters. So you could say, yeah, I'm in uncharted waters now. Maybe not a good example, but the first one I can think of. I'm not using a script, okay? I'm talking off the cuff. That's another expression. It means I'm improvising. Okay, I have no script. Right, what's next? The next topic I wanted to talk about today, probably the last one for today. We'll see how this goes. As I said, leave some comments down below suggesting if you like this kind of topic by topic podcast, and I'll continue to make them. And of course, give me some ideas about what you want me to talk about, and I'll do that. Anyway, the next topic I wanted to talk about was something that came up, phrasal verb, came up, something that appeared in my classes from the last couple of weeks. And it is, one moment while I check my notes, assimilation in pronunciation. Okay, let me repeat. The concept of assimilation, which happens in pronunciation. That might sound very strange to you, so don't worry, don't even try to remember that. It's not important, but I'll tell you what it is. It is, for example, when we pronounce a word and the sound changes. So this is something like the word Portugal. Now, what is happening when we say Portugal? go. It's not spelled por chew, like chewing something. Go, right? It's spelled Portugal, but we don't say it like that, right? We say Portugal. And this ch sound has appeared. So that is an example of assimilation. Another example is Tuesday, right? We say Tuesday and not Tuesday or Tuesday. Well, some people say Tuesday. Sounds very posh though. So yeah, we say Tuesday. And of course, this sound can happen in the middle of two words. So if I said, I'm going to meet you later, it's not meet you, right? That doesn't sound like a native speaker. I'm going to meet you later. So we need to use this assimilation, right? So I'm going to meet you later. Meet you, right? Once again, we have ch happening in this word. Now, should you memorize every single one of these? No. All I suggest doing regarding this is just to notice when it's happening. And the more you notice, the more your brain will start to naturally get a feeling for this type of thing, right? So let's look at another situation where this assimilation happens. So once again, let me look at my notes. I know I'm looking down here, okay? It happens because my notes are here. Okay, next example. Did you, right? People don't say did you, but did you. Did you hear the news? For example. Another one is would you. It's not would you mind, but would you mind? Would you? And of course, there is also could you? Could you, right? All of these things, it's important to notice, and you will start to sound much better when you speak. You'll sound much more natural. Natural. Ch. Anyway, I think that is everything I have for this episode. Yeah, as I say, it's good to be back. I'm looking forward to making more. Please leave a comment below telling me what you would like me to talk about. Tell me if you like this kind of content. Give me some feedback. Yeah, any kind of feedback would be great. And yeah, I'll continue making these. And as I said, look at the description below to find support links and anything else that I put in this in the description box below. Right. Hope this is helpful for you guys, and I hope you're all having a nice weekend. And I'll see you in the next episode. Yeah, bye for now.